photo before I had facial hair, and I just forgot to update it. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mustafa Ali. It is my honor to be here running as a candidate for president. Like everyone else, I'm a mechanical engineer here at UH. I hope to finish my bachelor's here, and then eventually maybe get my master's in aerospace. I don't know how I feel about that still. I was introduced to ASME during my first semester at UH when I attended one of the ASME company informational sessions. What stood out to me though was not only how many opportunities ASME provides, but also how welcoming and connected all of the officers were with everyone. It was clear to me that ASME was more than just an organization for professional development. It was a community and something I wanted to be a part of. Since then, I've become more involved, especially through the IGNITE program, which gave me the opportunity to build relationships with some of ASME's core officers and better understand the work that goes into the club. Through that experience, I've come to appreciate even more what this organization has to offer and how important strong leadership and member involvement is to its success. And the thing is, that success is real and very noticeable. UH ASME has built something worth being proud of. This chapter has won the ASME Student Section Achievement Award for 2 years in a row now. And we've expanded mentorship and academic support. We've built a print lab that serves students across engineering. That tells me one thing. UH ASME, we have momentum. If elected, my goal would not be to start from scratch. It would be to build upon that foundation and take it further. Outside of ASME, I've also had the opportunity to take on leadership and team-based roles that I believe prepared me well for this position. I served as the integration manager for my NASA HAS group. I'm also a member of USIP's CubeSat and mechanical departments. And in high school, I founded my own Students for the Environment Club. I got it to 40 members, so you know, reflects, right? Through these experiences, I've developed skills in communication, teamwork, organization, and leadership. And I believe all of those are qualities I can bring here to ASME. If elected, one of my biggest goals would be to help newer students feel more connected to ASME from the start. Because of IGNITE, I was able to get close to the officers and feel more involved in the organization immediately, right? And that made a big difference in how I felt about ASME. However, at the same time, I know that there are students who join ASME and don't go to a single meeting, and they just write it on their resume, right? And before I joined IGNITE, that was me too. I would like to help change that. I want to create a stronger sense of community here and make it easier for new people to be welcomed in and included and feel like they're part of a team. If you elect me, if you elect me, I will make sure member involvement is intentional, especially with newer students. I want it to feel like a team, not just a calendar of events, right? I want stronger connections between officers and members. If you vote for me, I'll be one-on-one with as many people as I can be, right? Whether someone is interested in projects, academics, professional development, outreach, or just finding people in engineering, I want them to feel like there's a place for them here at UH. Another priority of mine would be building on the strong academic and professional foundation that UH ASME already has. This chapter has already helped expand study nights, technical writing support, mentorship, and network opportunities. I personally thought the 3D experience, or the 3D print labs were very helpful, and the chem lab was helpful, even though I didn't do that good on the test. If elected, I would want to push forward by supporting these events even more, and make them more memorable and make them more consistent. Students remember organizations that help them when they're stressed, when they're preparing for interviews, and when they're trying to figure out what to do next. And I want ASME to be that organization. Additionally, I want to help ASME improve in more practical ways. From what I learned, resources like the print lab could play a bigger role in the organization. Our print lab is already a major accomplishment. That is not something every student organization can say. If elected, I would be interested in finding ways to increase awareness, bring more engagement, and help those resources into something even more beneficial for ASME and its members. I also want ASME to be an organization with traditions that people can look forward to. One of the ideas I was thinking was to help support projects that we're already doing. For example, projects department is somewhere in here. We're doing the go-kart project soon, right? I was thinking, it would be so easy. Just keep doing that and do that next year. We could have a race last year's one, right? We could have a race like event coming up, right? It's really easy to bring these traditions as long as we start them, right? Traditions like this matter because they give people something to remember and something to build forward to. Something that can connect the last group to the next. Also, I think that outreach really matters here. Our outreach team is already amazing, and they're the reason I joined in the first place. But I do think that we could be doing more events that could help lead new people to us. If we could bring students K through 12 onto campus, flex our engineering skills, right? Or like show off a little bit, right? We could expose them to engineering. That could not only help us get more members in the future, but I think that kind of works to the point because it not only serves the community, but it reminds us what engineering is supposed to do. Create opportunities, solve problems, and inspire the next group of students to aim higher. If elected, I want to continue supporting that side of ASME as well. And honestly, I could keep rambling about myself for another 5-10 minutes, right? I don't want to bore you guys though. If you vote for me, you're voting for someone with stronger membership involvement, a more connected community, and a chapter that continues to grow the strong foundation we already have. You are voting for someone who turns ideas into actions, builds traditions that last, and makes ASME an organization that members are proud to be a part of. And above all, you are voting for a leader who believes that leadership is earned through consistency, effort, and genuine care for the people that they serve. Thank you all for your time and consideration. Please vote for me. My name is Mustafa. Go Cougs.
How would you manage clear communication amongst a team of around 20 plus chairs?
I think a method that I might steal from this year's a group of ASME core officers is probably what works best, right? I know the core officers meet weekly and some of them meet bi-weekly, and I think that face-to-face communication is exactly what we need, right? Because I know that there's times when you're slacking and you don't want to tell people, right? But I feel like in person you could just get that method across, right? I don't want there to be any slackers, but I don't want them to be any shaming slackers, right? I want clear communication between me and my members, and I want that one-on-one connection with everyone. I hope that answers your question. Next question. You.
I have a follow-up question to what Justin was asking. So as far as being part of the ASME president, you will have a lot of responsibilities on top of your head. So how you make sure that all the responsibilities are completed in a timely fashion and are also completed in the best way possible that benefits the org?
Well, I think that's one of the benefits of ASME, right? We have so many, not only just core officers, we have so many other members. I think the task will be best split up to who needs to do them the best, right? If that task is not done right, it'll move up one more, right? So if the projects department, no shame, I'm random. If someone was lacking, right, they'll move up. I didn't mean it. I'm just saying, any department, if they're slacking, right, we'll move up to the next person. Then we'll move up to me, right? And I think that level of control will also help keep it, or that level of information will help us keep us moving forward like consistently, right? If there's any time that we are slacking, then the next best person qualified can jump in and like save it, right? If that person can't do it, the next best qualified person will jump in. The benefit of a club like ASME is that we always have someone who's gonna be the best at something, right? And I'm not afraid to ask for help, right? So if I can't do something, I'm finding out someone who can. Does that answer your question?
Thank you.
God.
As an Ignite intern, you shadow the core officers, you see what they do. What are some organizational and structural issues that you see, and how do you change that as president?
Okay, so no shade to the previous school officers. Before I start, yeah, I love them, right? Some of the issues I've seen stem from it's just because people are busy, right? A lot of the time, especially like during midterm season, that's like a lot of the semester, by the way. There's just times where you can't show up to those meetings, right? And there'll be times where I'll try to set a meeting with someone, and unfortunately they're just too busy, right? And so I think there should be some level of accountability on, especially time management. Especially, I think as long as everyone can set a clear expectation of how much time they need to put in, I feel like a lot of those issues can be solved. I hope that answers your question.
So you mentioned print lab quite a bit. I was just wondering, what areas do you see though that you feel like you could improve from a presidential role?
So actually, a great question. I know that one of the big issues with print labs was that recently you guys were moved down to that little like closet basically, right? And I feel like we could have a better use of space. I know one thing I noticed, and forgive me if I'm wrong, there's a lot of filament left out in the open, and from my general knowledge of filaments is, as filament, I think there might have been a dehumidifier, but as filament is left out in the open, it absorbs water, and that has a negative impact on print quality, right? And so one thing I think I'd want to target first, by the way, I was talking to Sled about this, this is not an original idea, but I'd want to create a better storage system specifically for the filaments, right? But as well, just for that whole room, if you go there, it's not the most organized looking room, and I want to fix that. And Sled was showing me her method of keeping track of everything on an Excel spreadsheet, and she was telling me like it's good. She had to come up with it herself though, and there was just some issues that she had. So I want to target those specifically.